Salutations, everyone. Don't know if anybody's going to show up this time. If you do, hello, how are you tonight? Welcome back to the Inn of Planar Crossroads, Spain, with the Inn of Planar Crossroads, and you're at a live stream, of course. We're going to be making, this time in our art stream, a frame for our frame that's going to be debuting in March, I think. Well, I'll probably debut it with the first reflections video I do on Adventure Academia, since that's starting up also here soon. But technically, it's officially supposed to be doing in March. So, March, with March of the Mechs being released and everything, is going to be starting up with this new frame. I've got this edge right here set up, and we are going to start in on that in just a second. First, as usual, let's do our announcements real quick. For those interested in the Inn of Planar Crossroads and wanting to help support it, you can go to Patreon, Locals, or Subscribestar, or contact us directly, and you can do that to be able to gain access to that. Oh, hello, Avenue Studios. Uh, Most likely Dan. So, good deal. But supporting us, uh, that's how you do that, and get you access to the Discord if you want access to our Discord. And that's mainly the thing that we've got going on. So Dan's in the comments right now. If you guys want to talk to him, he's the one we're doing the March of the in conjunction with Avenue Studios over there. So if you guys in on that, that's going to be starting in March, and you'll be able to see the different things we have going on there. Every Tuesday in March, we'll release a video themed around mechs, and we've already recorded it, and I've already got two of them uploading now in another location, so they will be able to they're going to be set up, and we should be able to let them work on that. And then Dan and them are going to do a creation type of thing for it, uh, for Foundry VTT, I believe it is. So that'll be cool. But you'll have to tune in March to see that. For now, let's go ahead and get into this, since it is the subject of what we're doing. We're going to be making a frame, and I've got my little measurers here and stuff like that. I resisted using these for a little while, but I have come to love them. My straight edges and circles, and my circular one and stuff like that. So my idea for this one comes from some frames I've seen in different places. But and if you're wondering about, I don't know if you guys can hear the music in the background, but if you can, it's by White Bat Audio. It is some cyberpunk type of music, so I thought it was fun. But the idea for the frame this time is to do a if you look at Over the Garden Wall, or different things that have period pieces like that, with that gothic type of set, they have these frames that are really ornate and pretty, and they have different images in the sides here. And we're going to do something similar to that, and something similar to what they did with that one. So first, I got to figure out how big of circles I'm going to put. I'm going to put circle here, here. We'll put circle, 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 circle. So 6 circles. And then down here is where the Inn of Planar Crossroads little thing is going to be. And then right here, I'm going to have the icons I use for each of the segments that we do, like Around the Hearth and Waypoint Report and Misadventure, Magical Mishaps and Expedition Report, and house specials, stuff like that. All the things you see organized into playlist on our site, on our YouTube. I'm going to have those right here. There's 6 of them. Technically, there's more, but they fall under these things and will be placed there. There's another one I have, but I'm not going to incorporate it into this. And then we're going to have down here the Inn of Planar Crossroads, and I'll have smaller bubbles down here for when we have collaborators, like when we have Avenue Studios, I'll put them in a bubble down here, and you'll see how it all links together and stuff. And then up here, I'll have a larger bubble or circle that has right about in the center has the current thing we're doing, and it's going to be missing from over here on the side. So if we're doing an around the hearth, it's going to be empty over here, but the icon will be over here, so people will be able to see, oh, and they can look around on it and keep up with it. And hopefully that'll be interesting for people. It is also, and I need to get these circles started, it is also going to be set up to where it is not directly, where you're not going to be, it's not going to be black. I'm going to scan it in to my computer and then put it into, I'll goldify it, basically. But this is the ratio I need to use right about. And let's see, I need to go ahead and put some of this in my blue that I can scan, that when I scan I can take away. And I don't want to make this too big. So wherever the middle circle is, let's see. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 22, 23, 24, 25, 26, 27, 28, 30, 31, 32, 33, 34, 35, 36, 37, 38, 39, 40, right about 40, 40 and a half-ish. So if I come right around 20, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 12, 13, 14, 15, 16, 17, 18, 19, 20, 20 and a half. So right in this one right here is where we want to be. I want it to come right about here in the middle of the circle. And then up here we've got the dot. So let's see how big this one is. Yeah, that's nice. Right about like that. And then that'll be there. Now, I want these edge ones, these 6 on the edge, to fit within this, because I'm going to have to expand this after I scan it in. So I want it to be 1, 2, 3. So let's come here, and I'm just going to eyeball these, because the frame itself, I just wanted this centered, because the frame itself, as long as I have a generalized center, these edges will probably have black around them to start with before I goldify them once I scan it into GIMP, which is the program I use. So let's see. Right about here. I know, Dan, this circle tool has been awesome, because I was doing all my circles by hand before, and I'm not bad. I can do a circle pretty well, but I don't want to keep doing that all the time. So let's see. Right about here, let's see how big this gets us. We don't want it bigger. That's not bad. Still a little big though, because all of this space is where the title needs to be, so it doesn't need to be too big. That's the deal. It doesn't need to be too big. So I'm going to come back here again, and I'm not worried about this blue, because this blue will go away. I'll remove all the blue. As long as I keep it the same color as the back and stuff like that, I can get rid of this blue pretty easily. So I'm going to come right here again, and I'll go here. Let's see what we got. That's not bad. Just right about in between those will be better. So let's come right here, and this one. Perfect. That'll be what we do. So I need to come down here at this one. That's 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. 1, 2, right about 3. There's a half right here, see? So I think I'm going to come right 1, 2, 3 over and a half. Right about here. No. Yeah, right about. We'll bring that half right here. So now we come with this one, I believe. All right. Yeah, that's a nice size. Now we'll come here. 1, 2, 3, 4. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13. So we'll just eyeball it right about here. And we won't lose any sleep over it, because again, This is going to be an abstract one anyway. All right, and they can even be a little off-center with the way I'm going to do it. It's okay if that's the case. So, come in here. This one is going to be middle. Let's come over here. And so we're going to have to go this way one space, I think. 1, 2, 3. And come this way. Right here. Right about here. And here. Got it. And then this one will have to go both ways. 1, 2, 3 and a half. Let's go ahead and put it right here, just to mix it up a little bit. Because not everything has to be completely symmetrical like that. And then we'll come right here, eyeball the middle, right about here. We'll put it right here. Got it. All right, so here's where our 6 circles will be. Now we need to come right here. And I'm a little torn because I want to put, I'm thinking about putting our circular logo inside of a larger bubble, kind of like these, and then have the smaller bubbles for when we have people in helping. But if I do that, it won't be the end of Planar Crossroads, it'll just be the glyph. So I'm going to work on these sides real quick before I make a decision on that. So let's take the pen, and since this is all black, I don't have to worry about it. I'm going to come in here and freehand ink this in. And you're like, Adam, you spent so much time getting that circle nice. And he's like, yes, I did. But that is okay. I'm not worried about it right now because the circle would change shape slightly with the design I'm going for. But having that as a guide is what I was looking for. You'll see what I'm talking about here in a minute. So here, and then here, and then here. Okay, now let's right here. Oh, it's right here. So let's right here. There you are. So look at that. Now, come right here. After I got these fixed, we're looking at this one. Same here. And again, it's okay if there's little variations in there. I'm not afraid of variation. There we are. Come in here. You'll see because I'm filling these in is what's going to happen. I'm going to start making a design moving forward, and you will see how it turns out. So these are set. Now, it's going to go like around the hearth, this one, this one, this one, this one, this one, all the way around. Let's start working in here. And this is going to take inspiration a lot from my doodles that I do. So let's see. I want to have some shapes in here connecting. I want to have some lines connecting these. Maybe something along this line. And it, because of the way it's going to work out, this will be like almost a web weaving these together. So let's see if we can do that. Let's see if I can do it this way, maybe. If I come here, if I come there, it won't work as well. So let's see, perhaps a straight would be better. That might work. So let's go here, and then come to this middle one. Come to this line up here, this corner. the same over here. Yeah, just right there and there. Boom. All right. So now that we've got that, we'll come in here. I'm pretty sure we'll have to go with the circle. So let's see, right there. It needs to probably be these size. See, this needs to be left as much space as possible for the other. I come right here to a half, maybe? Oh yeah, I need a half anyway. So right about here, I think. Let's go one more. No, can't go one more. Gotta go down to a half. All right. No, come to this one. All right. So that's that. Now what I'll do is I'll go ahead and put some lines here because this is going to be different than this. So I'll put some lines here. Probably 1, 2, 3 maybe. Let me see how much I can do with these. 4 maybe. And these don't have to be perfect because we're going to be doing doing things differently. That's a little big. Let's go here maybe. Here. And then here. Well, see how that did that? I'll be able to fix that in there, in the other area, in the computer, I believe. I think I'll put 3. So I'll put 3 there, and then 3 on this side. And it's okay if they're a little off from each other, because it will add character to the final piece. Now we got 3 on each side, so 3, 3, and then 7. So I can have up to me and then 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 other channels. That sounds like a good one to me. Anyway, now let's start connecting some things around. Check the chat real quick. Don't think I missed anybody's message. If I missed somebody's message, I'm sorry. I'm getting in the zone. So don't worry too much if I miss your message. I'm not trying to ignore it. So we got those straight lines there. Now let me see if there's a way to do a straight line here. It would have to come. What if I went to this here? Let's see how this starts to mature up here first. So my idea is to do something that I did before in my other ones. Let me see if I can start with a large circle. I cannot. So we're going to go down like this. Take this and go circle. One size smaller. Oh, let's do it on each side. Circle. One size smaller. Circle. One size smaller. Circle. One size smaller. Circle. One size smaller. Circle. And then finally one more. One size smaller. Will it fit? Should. Circle. One size smaller. Circle. Okay. You'd be like, Adam, well, you don't care. What are you going to do it here? Just fill it in? No, not quite. Because we're going to come in here in a minute and really play around with those linkages that start to show up. Now let's see. I need to get this other side linked around too. Let me see if I can do something again with this. Something to connect all of them. That doesn't look too bad. If I come right in here, maybe. No, gotta come right something like here to touch this outside edge. If I do that, I don't guess it has to, but I want it to. I want to kind of touch all these. I'm gonna have to think about it. Let's start working on this top instead. So in this top, now I'm gonna come and start linking these together. Link this to the outside, I should say. So link this to the outside. And I'm not really concerned about this outer edge being thick or thin or anything, because I'm going to butt it up to the edge of the thumbnail frame, so it's not going to hurt anything. And see how this is straight here? I don't necessarily want that, so I'll come right about here and weave it in. And I do want a thicker frame in here, kind of. So I'll just give it a little bit of a thicker frame. I'll come in here. And because it is done by hand, it's okay if it's imperfect. It doesn't hurt anything. It makes it feel alive. And I'll just fill it in. Because remember, all the stuff that's black is going to end up gold. There we go. So that's thickened up. And then this one's going to get thickened up. Right here. I'll try to keep an eye on the chat. If you guys have specific questions or you want to talk about something else in the chat, you can let me know. I won't be offended. So now let's come and link some of this together right in here, like this. Almost like a web. Not necessarily even almost, but much like a web. That's kind of the idea I'm going for. All right. And then they can be linked together as well. And this should look really nice when it's all together as a single thing. Oh, my sultry voice, huh? My sexy, sexy voice, yes. There we are. And then here, and here, to bring that in. And so now you can start to see the organic nature of it. These straight lines become more and more organic the more you let your hands do the work. So we'll come down in here. I want a bit of this filled in. So there we are. And see how that makes that imperfect shape there? It's okay. It's all right. That's linking together. It's a weaving together that feels more natural. Feels like it's molten gold. And right now it looks kind of creepy, probably, because it's all black and everything. but that's not what it's going to look like in the end. Remember, it's going to look like gold. It's going to be colored gold, I should say. So it's going to become this like molten gold is there. And if I want to later, I can always adjust this and have these colored different colors. Because I can do it in my I can do it in the style I need it to be at the time. So we are. See that these link together. All right. I'm also going to be hopefully, like I've said before, as the internet gets better, we're going to be doing these more often, maybe once a week, depending on what's going on. We might do them once a week, and that would be fun. So if that's something you guys want to see, you let me know, and I will be more than happy to oblige in some art streams. Always invest in the human when you can. And oftentimes we can without realizing we can. So something like this maybe. And now we get to stretch from here and see what we want to do. How do we want to work this line here? Because these will not match. I'm already telling you right now, if you got a thing about asymmetry, this is not the art stream to be in, because there will be asymmetry. See? But it also becomes something alive in and of itself as you do it this way. And you're able to see it mature. And become its own thing until it meets together. Oh, there you go. Now just looking right there, that's much nicer than a lot of these other things people do. Oh, my music timed out. I got to keep going though. I got to keep going. Because if I don't, this will be hours long. We're already at 30 minutes. See, these things take a while. But I need to have this finished up. I'm not going to go longer than an hour, okay? But I do need to try and get this done. So, because I need it for, like I said, I need it for our collab month. I want it to be ready by March of the Mechs so that I can start using it. Okay, here, and here. Connect those together. And up like that. There we are. And that is, I think I'll do like that. There we are. Here, and then here. Then link this down to this connection. And this circle to this connection. And then the circles together. So if someone was doing it, if you were to do this yourself, because people get really intimidated by art, but art is just doodling done well, I guess. I don't know. Art is tricky to define sometimes. I do think there are things that are art that some people I don't think all art is subjective, because there are things that are just objectively beautiful that are art pieces through technical skill and stuff like that. But I also think that that calling everything art just because it has colors in it is not the same. that's not that's not just because something says it's art doesn't mean it is. So we got those. Now we link up these edges. And so I'll come here out like this. And then this one's fine like that. We'll see right here. And you can, like on this side, you saw me come from both ways. You could do it the opposite type of thing and just draw circles in there and then link the circles up. And it works fine also. Circles and ovals. And now I just link those up as makes sense. And they create their own air pockets. See? Shapes and colors. In this case, just one color, but that's okay because we're not looking for a bunch of colors. We're looking for a few colors in the right mixture. And then this one right here. Boom. All right, so the top bar is done. Sidebars now. I did want to use some circular motion, but it would seem let's just see how we're doing. So let's start linking these up together. About here. And then let me see. Come like this. Like this. And then like that. Get that circle bound together. I think we'll need a spot right here to make that make sense in the art. And let it kind of become its own thing too. You don't have to make it be something. There we go. All right. So that one's linked up to the top there. And we'll come. And how do we want to do that? Let's come right here. Link it like that. And because this is meant to be almost like an organic living gold frame, it's okay if there's plenty of white space there. And I can come back and fill it in if I need to. But so let's come to the edge here with this one. See that? See those mistakes in there? They're not going to look like mistakes when we get it done. They're going to just be there. Like this I'll have to fix a little bit. But that's not even a problem because those bubbles up there aren't necessary. Those spaces up there aren't even necessarily there on purpose. I put them there on purpose, but they don't have to serve a purpose, I should say. So this could be more abstract in here if I absolutely had to get rid of those circles. But I don't, because the whole thing is abstract and surreal. This melted living gold frame. And then I'll come here. This one. And this one. Now this will get fixed up. This will be fine. There we are. And I think I'll bring something up from here just for the fun of it. Like something extending from that corner. Fill this in. And these they were pretty circles, but that's fine if they're not right now. Because when they're done, they're done. All right. There we go. Now, those are linked up. Let's go ahead and link up these others over here. connect them together up like this, I think, for this one. And this is also coming from a corner. So it's going to have this feed right here like this. Feed into that. I think I'll leave something just right there. A space. And at some point, I will probably make these to where they are even more. Like next year, I might make another one. I might redo this type of thing again next year. Is what I'm saying. To have it all link up, and then I'll link it all around together and everything. Make it even neater, even more cool, or cool in a different way. Because this one's not cool, if I do say so myself. It's interesting. So we are. And boom. So that one's linked up to that. Come here to the center one. And now you might be able to better appreciate why I said it didn't have to match up here. I wanted these to be pretty close to the edge, but these center ones help give it an asymmetry. This whole thing's going to have asymmetry in it. And a trick with that is, once you get your audience to expect asymmetry, it's a lot easier to cover up the mistakes. Like Hellboy, the designs are, the designs of Mike Mignola are purposefully asymmetrical, and it works out because they don't. It works really well for his art style, and I like that art style as well. I do like symmetry, but I find that I like the symmetry you find more in nature than the symmetry you find in art, because a lot of the times artists get really obsessed with perfect symmetry, but you don't see perfect symmetry in the world around you. There's outside of outside of what is it, zero gravity, you don't find perfect spheres. That's interesting. Here we go. Almost growing up. And I'm talking about this like an organic flowing gold. It's also like roots or branches or growths like that. I'd love to have a whole set of frames for each type of thing I do, but like a fantasy frame and then a mech, a mechanical style frame. But that is something for future Adam to worry about, after we've gotten a few of these frames under our belt, or frame or two under our belt, I should say, because we run into problems with the logistics of it, of how is Adam going to have time to do that? There we go. There's one. We'll link this up some more. And I think I'll go like this and incorporate that like this. Here. Come right here. Make this look nice. And there. All right. Boom. Got that. Now I can just work on this section here. And I could see, so, for future plans or something like that, I could see me doing one for like a branch-like one for the fantasy and weaving in those mystical colors within these different sections here. And I could still do that with this one. I could still color it, and put put a texture on it and stuff like that in GIMP and things. But that's my plan for this one. For this one, my plan is just to do the gold and set it up for this year. Because we need to come right here. Link this up. Because of one of those time issues, but also I want to establish a consistent look for the channel, especially since we're asking you guys to help support since I'm asking you guys to help support the production of the videos and stuff like that. I want you guys to be able to easily point out and say, oh, that's Adam's. This is something that looks a lot like Adam's kind of style or something. Then I can start to play around with your expectations. That gets fun too. Because I was asked by someone before if I had an art style when they were asking about my art. And I don't really have an established style that is specifically mine. Because I do a lot of different, I like a lot of different art. So I usually do whatever I think would work best for this particular piece. And that's what I end up doing. So let me see. That looks nice. Give this a bubble here. Boom. This is connected here. All right. Got those circles right there connected. Need to connect them to each other. Right there. And of course, if I wanted to do a horror theme with this one, you just leave it black or give it like drippy, gooey type of things, almost alien, like what you see in the Alien movies. Not just the Alien franchise movies, but in Alien movies in general, that organic thing. Humans do have qualms about those sloppy, messy, alien, organic stuff. I guess that'd be a psychological thing to kind of look at too. Humans have this aversion to those things, but we need those type of messy, organic things to live ourselves. So it doesn't bother me. But I am not a normal human in that sense either, I don't guess. Here. Here. This works here. Just stretch the gold together. There we are. Yeah. Yeah, see? There we go. All right. We're getting close to that hour point. I need to get on it. I'm getting closer, though. Yeah. Dan's got a point. You know, the whole dripping and oozing thing is usually not a good sign. But that depends. I mean, a nice, juicy watermelon. Oh, man. That tastes good. Nice, juicy watermelon. And that doesn't gross me out. I like that. That's some tasty stuff right there. You get that in summertime? Cold watermelon on a hot summer day. That's hard to beat. That is hard to beat. And so then it all comes down to context, I suppose. Of course, most things come down to context, so that is not surprising. Yeah. Now we need to link these two together. Let me see. There's Where's that? Yeah, that's nice. Okay, now I'll mix this, get this bottom finally finished up with this one, linked up with this one. There we go. That looks good. Blend this together. And the trick with these shapes, if you want to do it yourself, is to blend those together. First get the connections kind of drawn out as you think they would be, and then blending them together as here. And there you go. It's not actually that hard for these type of particular situations. And then it just comes down to feeling out what comes with your particular tastes. Okay, now I need to get this right side put down here. I think I want to add a little bit in there, because if I don't, see, if I'm having to keep in mind the idea. If you look at my other doodles, you'll see that I like to leave a lot of white space. I'm not necessarily wanting to do that along this edge, because I want it to be more distinctly defined than as a frame than just, you know, have a lot of white space to see the image behind as well. So I want to have a lot of that togetherness, that linked togetherness. And that's where this comes in, this flowing organic shape and golden shape. And I am going to have to weave this in here like that. And all of a sudden, those mistakes aren't really all that big of a mistake anymore. And see how these don't even out? That's fine, that's good. It presents it with character. It allows it to be its own thing, its own shape. It allows it to be alive, or to look alive anyway. I'm really hoping this actually works out as far as the size I went with on the canvas, because sometimes my estimations don't work out, but because I used a reference for it, so it should work out. So for yourself, you would just be like, okay, well, here we have another oval, and that to that, and this makes another dynamic shape here, and all of a sudden I just fill that in, and that shape becomes one and yet separate. Now, if you could do this, something similar to this, but in a more Art Deco form, you would use, which is morphed or Lindell type of flowing shapes. And this actually would fit in the Art Nuevo instead of the Art Deco. I do like Art Deco, though. That's some really nice stuff. So maybe another time, if we did a frame for a piece, a time. Oh, what word am I looking for? A 1920s time period piece. There we go, a period piece. The heat of the Art Deco movement. That would be so nice. It looks so much like what is it? Batman the Animated Series. Yeah, they just took a lot of inspiration there from Art Deco. So, not Art Nuevo, Art Deco. And then that right there, and voila. Boom. And our frame is mostly done. And we are right at 50 minutes. So let me see how this is looking on there. That looks pretty nice. Looks pretty nice. Let me know in the comments. Can you guys see anything, or live chat? Can you see anything that I might add in here? Let me see. Maybe a little something right here, just to get this, something like that maybe. And that becomes like, yeah, that'd be like that. So that looks a little nicer. That's a little straight. There we go. A little bit of a tweak there. All right. I think that's pretty good. I got a cleanup to do right there, and I will probably clean up that right there. But that's it. And for considering what we were doing, that's pretty good. Freehanding it um, for a frame. So all right, yep, Dan, I'm looking forward to the gold version too. You guys will see it on the. Hopefully, you'll see it on the next set of videos we start in March. Well, technically, the last day of February, you should see it. If everything goes according to plan and I get, excuse me, if everything goes according to plan and I get the uh, Adventure Academia thing out, you should see it then. But hopefully, we will see it then. I got to get this, excuse me, scanned in. I didn't even drink any of my soda. Oh, I was too busy working. All right. Anyway, as I think that's it. So remember, if you want to, as far as final thoughts, if you guys want to help support the Interplanar Crossroads, you can do that on Patreon, Subscribe Star, or a Patreon Locals or Subscribe Star, or you can contact us directly. The aforementioned March of the Mechs is happening in collaboration with Avenue Studios, and I think that's it. I think that's it. Oh, you're watching this live. So if you're watching this live, not this Wednesday, but next Wednesday, the 1st, March 1st, is a collaboration game where I'm taking part in with Avenue Studios and Copper Dragon Games over on Avenue Studios YouTube channel. So if you want to come and join the live chat for that, you can also. All right. Yes, Dan, that is correct. Become a traveler. So that's what we call our supporters, our travelers in the multiverse. So we hope you do come travel the multiverse with us. Otherwise, have a great day. God bless and enjoy. Bye.